'cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave.
They declare war on the God that made us. It is not incredible. It is not heroic. It is not amazing to fight this. It is survival. This is the priority. This is the real world. This is game time. This is the crossroads of human destiny right now. Right now. And I see a bunch of other people not realizing how desperate the situation is. We need maximum urgency. We're up against the most evil people the world's ever seen. Don't you understand that? I don't want anybody to go out and be physically violent. I want you to kill with truth. Kill with your will. Kill their lies.
You're watching The American Journal with your host, Harrison Smith. Watch live right now at and.video.
All right, welcome back, folks. The American Journal taking your calls this hour. Very anti-Semitic occurrences taking place in Guatemala. I regret to say, as we know, hate speech, anti-Semitism, this is the word that is used when the reality matches the stereotype. It's very unfortunate. And this is the type of crime that would be, you certainly wouldn't be allowed to say certain things about should the Anti-Semitism Act pass. Guatemalan authorities rescue 160 children from Jewish Lev Tahor sect. Guatemalan authorities rescued 160 children and adolescents from the fundamentalist Jewish sect Lev Tahor in southeastern Guatemala on Friday, following allegations of child abuse, including rape. The rescue operation in the agricultural municipality of Oratorio, 78 kilometers southeast of Guatemala City, highlights ongoing concerns over the controversial practices of the Lev Tahor sect, which has faced similar allegations in the past. As we know from the Anti-Semitism Act and the definition of anti-Semitism from the International Holocaust Remembrance Association, it's that you cannot discuss crimes, real or imagined, committed by Jewish individuals or groups. So, very sad to see Reuters engaged in that anti-Semitic behavior, admitting that reality matches the perceived stereotype. But also, clip number 6 here has gone viral since it aired last night. And it's a supposed member of the Mossad talking about the pager attack against Hezbollah. And people are sort of freaking out about this. I think I have a slightly different interpretation. And I'll explain to you it on the other side. Let's go to clip number 6 now.
How did you convince Hezbollah to buy this? Well, obviously, they didn't know that they were buying it from Israel.
Who did they buy it from, or think they were buying it from?
We have an incredible array of possibilities of creating foreign companies that have no way being traced back to Israel, shell companies over shell companies who affect the supply chain to our favor. We create a pretend world. We are a global production company. We write the screenplay. We're the directors. We're the producers. We're the main actors. The world is our stage.
So, yeah, pretty ballsy stuff. First question. Obviously, you know, they're mocking it up to where he's got a ski mask and sunglasses on, and I guess they digitally alter his voice. But was that a digitally altered voice, or was that like totally AI voice? Because if it was just digitally altered, why does the Mossad agent have an American accent? Anybody want to ask that question? Anybody wondering why the Mossad operative sounds like he grew up in New Jersey? Anybody want to wonder why that is? And people are sort of freaking out about this because, you know, it is apparently, you know, a member of the Mossad admitting that, like, all the world events are scripted by them and carried out by them. I suggest everybody read The Art of War. It's very simple. And everybody knows the Mossad motto is war by deception, or by deception you shall make war, something like that. And that is what, you know, the art of war says. When you're strong, appear weak. When you're weak, appear strong. You don't go out and say this without a like, if you think Mossad is telling the truth, you're wrong. It's pretty much as simple as that. So if that's a Mossad agent telling you they control everything, they script everything, and they're the main characters in the world, yeah, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a perception they want you to have for a particular reason. The reality is that if that was the case, the last year of anti-Israel outrage wouldn't have happened. Now, part of it is true, right? The pager attack was successful. It proves that if they want, they can do something other than carpet bombing an entire area full of people, including the refugee camps and hospitals. So, you know, it reveals sort of the unnecessary aspect of the genocide going on in Gaza right now. But I would just say that if somebody like Mossad is bragging like that on national television in America, that is a message that they want Americans to believe. And so if you are against them, you probably shouldn't take it at face value. You should probably think about why.
This is one of our tasks and purposes. It can never be allowed to happen again. The mainstream media is in a rush to wash their hands of it with all these stories now. Oh, you know, we got 50 people that now confirmed that Biden was never in control, and, you know, we don't know who was making decisions. It's not good enough. It's not going to be good enough. The vast criminal conspiracy against him is also, this is the greatest scandal in the history of the nation. Watergate is like small potatoes. Give me a break. Screw Watergate's a joke compared to this. This is almost mind-boggling in its audacity. For every person out there, from Brennan to all of you, we're going to get to the bottom of it. Think how relentless we were in having this man's back, that he came back and had the sweeping victory against all odds. Now we'll be in control of state power. Now we will be in control of state power. We will never, ever, 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 ever rest until we've gotten to the bottom of this for this republic, or we're not a republic. It can never be allowed. This is a black mark on the history of this country. What's happened is clearly, and this is why it could never be DeSantis. This is why it can never be Nikki Haley. This is why it can never be Chris Christie. It was all a joke and all a waste of time, and that $400 million. And the people that did that, don't understand the moment of history and will never understand the moment of history. You can't get them up. You understood it. The deplorables, the garbage, you understood it. You understood it. Do you understand how powerful that is? You understood it from the beginning. You understood it. That's when the history of this age is written. It'll be Trump and it'll be this movement. It'll be you. The rest of us will be forgotten. I mean, we'll be footnotes. Tucker, myself, Elon, Vivek, Hannity, all of it. This is this is a hinge of history right here. It's a hinge of history. And let's get back to Gates. In fourth turnings, one thing about fourth turnings, people who are so marginal and such nothing burgers at the beginning of the turning become main players. You can see that in the American Revolution. You can see in the formation of the country, which is the one. You can see it in the run up to the Civil War and Reconstruction. You can see it then in the Great Depression of World War II. The main drivers of the action are totally marginal at the beginning. Who is Matt Gaetz? Matt Gaetz is just some chubby kid running for Congress in 2016 who would meet us on the tarmac with Kayleigh McEnany. And hey, they were fine. They were nice people. We didn't have any time for them because, quite frankly, they were marginalia. They would show up in on the tarmac, and they would be there, and they were, she was doing her thing, and he was running. And they were good. They were good people, but they were not relevant to the task at hand, which was to take down the Clinton mafia, right? Of which we did by piercing the blue wall, which they told us was impossible in Michigan and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, because the beginning of this coalition, the beginning of the 1932 realignment was right there for you could see it, you could feel it. And the response to Trump, unlike any response to any political figure in the history of this country, and what has Gates become? Think about it. From a chubby kind of nerd sitting on a tarmac. Thank you, Mr. Brown. Hey, how you doing, man? How's the race going? Is it going good? Fine. Come on, we're going to get you on up early to say something. We pull into these. Like one time, I remember, I think it was in Wellington, Florida. We pulled into the tarmac because you just got to do it right there at the hangar because you don't have time. You got to get out right away. And you let Gates say a few words. Are you in the crowd? Hey, there's Matt Gaetz. He's running for Congress.
I don't know. This is
that was in 16.
Bannon.
He took down a Speaker of the House in 2023. A couple of years later, 6 years later, 7 years later, he's front and center. Remember him standing in the House with the thing. And now this is McCarthy. This is the cartel telling you, if you step forward and have the courage to do it, we will destroy you. We don't care what's in the ethics report. It's not relevant. It's irrelevant. What we care about is continuing this fight. And we need leaders up in the first, like in Paths of Glory. When Kirk Douglas stands up with the whistle and says, come on, guys, we're going. Those are the kind of guys you need because people fix bayonets and go up and say, I'm going to follow that guy. If he's out there and taking bullets, I'm following him. That's what Trump is. And on a minor scale, that's what Gates is. And we can't let them take him out. This is the thing with Hexit. This is what you have to understand. If they can see they can take out your guys, they're going to take them out all day long. It's not going to stop until we make it stop. And all these gutless Republicans, how the hell do we get in this situation? The Republican Party has won enough victories. They've used your money and your times and effort enough. How did the country get in here? It's just not these radical Democrats. It's two sides of the same coin. It's this neoliberal, neocon Washington consensus that runs the country. And they'll fold every time because they're gutless. And they know what the FBI and the CIA and the apparatus will do to them. Until you sit there and go, I don't give two Fs. I don't care. I don't. All I care about is my country. That's what I care about. Gates understood. This is the power of Gates and Trump. They made conscious decisions. One of the problems in the world is people are asleep. Why do we call it an awakening? Why do we call it the Great Awakening? Why before these major movements in American history, you have these awakenings? You're awakened. You realize how many people came up to me at AmFest and said, before I started listening to the show, you're awakened with information. When you get information, given your common sense and your basic intellect and your understanding of kind of common sense America, you're awakened into a powerful political force they cannot stop.
Doc.
The only thing that
It's
can
okay,
stop
Doc.
us is
You too, brother.
ourselves.
Merry Christmas.
And the only way that we stop is to blink and play by their rules. Screw their rules. Screw them. They have destroyed this country. And Gates has to come back. To go to One America is to accept defeat. God, this is so obvious. Take the ethics report and shove it up your ass.
Okay.
That's what I think.
You go, Mr. Speaker.
Gates must return like Trump returned. Don't back down. Double down.
Fellow Americans, did you know a war is being waged right now
Come
on
on,
how
Ricky.
you spend your hard-earned dollars? Over
Good
100
talk.
countries worldwide are preparing to switch to a digital currency. Now, this means cash will be replaced by money governments can monitor and track. This tracking makes it possible to collect data from every purchase you make and the ability to decide what you can buy and when you can buy it. What's more, your assets can be frozen or even seized. I'm appalled at such an assault on financial privacy. My friends at Swiss America have a report called The Secret War on Cash with an action plan to protect your financial privacy. So please, call or text the number on your screen for a free copy. With the growing reality of a government-backed digital currency, the time to act is now. So call or text the number on your screen for your free Secret War report.
When the kids turn unholy, Harrelson's Own keeps my patience divine.
When work flies out of control, Harrelson's Own keeps me cool as a cucumber.
Vaccines actually survive, and all the people that are still refusing to go along with you, even though they have great, perfectly valid reason to not go along with it, right? If airborne Ebola hits us next, or bird flu, or MERS, or any of these things hits us, most people are not going to fall for it. Most people are not going to believe it. Most people are going to refuse any vaccine that supposedly is going to free us from, again, the lockdown that they're going to impose upon us. And I would just actually release an actual deadly thing with an actual vaccine. So then all the people that obey me and listen to me, even though logic dictates that they not do that, they would be rewarded by surviving, and everybody who refused me would die. So, I mean, this is the problem with the globalist scheme and our mercy to them. The fact that we haven't thrown all of these people in jail means that they're not just, free to do it again, but probably emboldened in the fact that they got away with it the first time. Why shouldn't they do it a second time? So we can undo this. We can, prevent this eventuality from taking place by arresting all the people that were involved in the first time and, threatening to give them the death penalty or life in prison unless they, cough up how this all was carried out, what the organization looked like, who was in contact with who came up with it first. Like, unless we can really dig down and get into exactly how this was carried out through legitimate, probably federal investigation, then they're just going to be able to do it again. It's always an option of them. And it's always an option of them to flip the switch and kill the internet and do an EMP and, blow out all the electronics over the nation. I mean, they have a lot of cards still to play left in their deck. And just imagine you're one of these evil people with a goal to enslave humanity, and you can see that you have entire vistas of possibility open up before you in terms of
Here we go. I got you, Johnny. Okay. There's no sound. I don't understand why it has no sound. Hmm. It's almost over. Here you go. You're right there. Oh, you guys didn't see this, did you? I'll replay it. Sorry, guys. I thought I switched it. You know? All right. Oh, yes, he is. I dropped into it. We've already dealt with turmoil before. I think it took a day.